Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today we do in fact have another transfer video. And honestly, I love these transfer videos. They're the most fun to make, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. Before we get into the video though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to help support the channel, and it helps it grow tremendously. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we gotta talk about Jota. He is the Portuguese prince. He is George Michael's reincarnation. He is the best Portuguese winger of our generation. Maybe even ever. Maybe the most prolific Portuguese winger ever. But nonetheless, what we all want to know is when he will become a Celtic player permanently. Now, obviously, at this stage, he's at loan at Celtic, and he's got a buyout clause of around £6.5 million. And honestly, the one thing I think we can all agree on is that is an absolute bargain. Now, the reason we all think this is a bargain is because Jota has been immense this season. He has been one of those standouts in this very, very impressive Celtic team. Great stats for you. He's played for 14 games for Celtic this season. He's got 6 goals and 6 assists in those 14 games. So that's 12 direct goal contributions in 14 games. But more importantly, he's been involved in at least 4 or 5 of more of them, except not getting the goal or assist for it on the stat. But he has been absolutely crucial to Celtic attackingly wise this season. He is like literally the ideal Celtic footballer. He plays fast, free-flowing, attacking football. He reeks of finesse and skill, and he's literally appears to have fell in love with the club. And this has led to all Celtic fans, including myself, wanting him signed up on a permanent basis. But the thing is, it's not as simple as just, having a couple of paperwork documents signed. It's a matter of what's in the best interests of the club, and also what's in the best interests of the player. Now, because honestly, there's no point in forcing an unhappy player to stay at a club where he doesn't want to belong. Obviously, that isn't the case with Jota. I don't believe he appears to be loving the club, loving the fans. And it was actually brought up in an interview this morning with Ange Postecoglou, fans media interview. Someone asked, I can't remember who it was, but they asked what the go is with Jota. And Ange, he was honest. He said he can't put a time frame on it. And he said it doesn't look likely that a deal will be done for him in January. But he did go on to say, and to kind of counter that he does in fact love playing for Celtic Football Club, and that he's done really well and settled in quite nicely to not only the club but also life in Glasgow. So that to me is a humongous indicator that he wants to be at this club past this season. And I think a deciding factor for him as a player is that if Celtic can guarantee him Champions League football, he would 100% stay at the club. And the way we can do that is pretty simple. Just win the league. But I think we've all seen it. I think we've all seen with him, he has got the skill and the technical ability of a Champions League footballer. But I think the great thing is that he's going to continue to develop and prove himself as a Champions League footballer throughout the season. But the ball is in Celtic's court. Benfica literally cannot entertain any offers from any other club for Jota until Celtic have specified that they're not willing to take up that option to buy clause. And I think it is really good for Celtic, because we can just see how he progresses throughout the season. And honestly, because a lot of players, you've got John Guidetti, who, prime example, started off really strong for Celtic but then kind of dropped off. And a lot of people wanted him signed permanently, but after he dropped form, people were like, okay, he can go back to Man City. Is this going to be a similar case? I really hope not. I hope Jota maintains and it gets even better throughout the season. And because what we've seen from the 14 games so far is that he's got the ability, he's got what it takes to become a top player, not only at Celtic, but in terms of world football. And I'm so glad we have this buyout clause, because the ball's in our court, as I said. So it's up to Celtic to make that decision whether we want to keep him or not. But moving on to the second thing on the agenda, and Celtic, we are being linked to a pre-contract agreement for an Irish midfielder. Now, the lad is Danny Mondroyou. Yeah, Mandroyu, and he's an attacking midfielder currently contracted to Shamrock Rovers in the Irish First Division, a club which we all know we acquired Liam Scales from, and also a club that we all know Dermot Desmond has some shares in. Now, Danny has been doing quite alright, I guess you could say, for Rovers this season. He's played 37 games for the Irish outfit, scoring 15 times and assisting 5 times, so that's 20 direct goal contributions in a total of 37 games. That's pretty impressive. And the lad's only 23, so he's still developing as a player, and the signs are showing that because he hasn't signed a contract extension with Shamrock Rovers, he's looking to, make that next step in his career and jump up to a more challenging and difficult league, which Scotland can offer him. But the step up to Scottish football is big. A lot of people kind of disregard it because, oh, look, it's the Scottish League. It's a farmers league. But literally, look at Liam Scales, prime example. He was one of the best players in the Irish League for Shamrock Rovers and in the whole league. But then he moves to Celtic, and he's hardly been able to get a game in. He's found it so difficult to force his way into the team. He's made limited substitute appearances. He hasn't even started a game for Celtic yet. And so it's a great indicator that if you're going to make the move from the Irish League to the Scottish League, you're going to have to be ready, and you're going to have to prepare yourself for that adjustment. Now, in terms of Danny, obviously there is a quality footballer in there, and it's a position that Celtic have been crying out for quality reinforcement in. And not only quality, specialist reinforcement, because we've got the likes of Tom Rogic, but when Tom Rogic is gone, you don't have a Tom Rogic-esque player to fill that void. You have David Turnbull, who in his own right is smashing it at the moment. But Danny could certainly do that. Danny could certainly fill that role when Tom Rogic is injured or is out in international football, and fill that void and, sort of maintain that level of intensity that Rogic brings and skill that Rogic brings to the team. But despite him showing a lot of promise and a lot, he shows quite a bit as a footballer. But for me, I don't think this is particularly smart for Celtic. I think there's a lot of arguments to say, oh, it's a no-risk deal because it's a pre-contract agreement and we could get him for free. That's true, but why are we signing a player in January for the end of the season when we should be signing a player in January for January? Does that make sense? Because as a pre-contract agreement, we don't get him until the next season. And if we were going to sign players for next season, the argument is that why don't we wait till the season's over and then make a judgment then? Because for all we know, we could be sitting here at the end of the season with £40 million in the war chest and guaranteed Champions League football. And I can guarantee you, I'm saying guaranteed a lot, but I can guarantee you the guarantee of Champions League football plus £40 million in cash will get you a lot more than just some Irish League player for free. Now, that's not to say he's bad. I'm just saying that the quality of player we could drag into Celtic and entice to come to Celtic with those two things on the table would be absolutely immense. Look, I think what I'm trying to say here is that I think if you could get him in January for literally next to nothing and just have him there just in case anything goes wrong, I think that's smart. I think, however, looking at him for next season is not so smart. Obviously, the argument is don't bring players in for the sake of it, but it's a no-risk thing. But honestly, I think we should be aiming for bigger and better. But that is all from me. So leave in the comments below what you guys think of this rumored Danny Mandro deal. I can't say his last name. It's actually annoying me. But what do you think of that? What do you think of the Jota deal? I kind of assume what you guys think of the Jota deal. Get him signed up instantly. That's what I want as well. But nonetheless, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. But until next time, hail, hail.